Oregano.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Sunday, it's 22 degrees and Monica and I do what we often do when the weather's nice, and that is head to the north of Tenerife because, well, I know you've seen this spot before. It is more beautiful in the north of the island, especially if it's blue sky. It's just so lush and green and it feels like it actually feels like you're going on holiday. It feels like a completely different island to the arid, dry south. We were going along and we were pulled over by a British car. And a guy called Daniel, who watches the channel, he pulled us over and he said, "Oh, what a coincidence that I've seen you there." He was just picking up some fruit that he picks up, I think, every Sunday. And he said he's spending 6 months of the year here in Tenerife, but he's chosen to spend it in Puerto de la Cruz in the north of the island. So he's decided to trade a little bit of the sun and warmth for probably, arguably, a slightly more beautiful setting. And he gave us a few tips of places to go here. One of which is the Botanical Gardens in Puerto de la Cruz, which Monica is especially excited about. And the other, which I'm a bit more excited about, is a nice beach that I think you have to go through some banana plantations, winding road, all the way down to a beach that we had no idea existed. There may have been a landslide there, so we're not 100% sure if we can get there, but we'll give it our best shot. So we're going to tuck into these. Bike is parked around somewhere here, but when it's parked around here I have no concerns at all, because you'll know one of my channel sponsors, CISAP, which is a motorcycle tracker and rider's mate, so I can always keep up to date with exactly where my bike is. So for example, if I click here, find my bike, take me to Google Maps and show me exactly where my bike is. Or you can see here the exact route that you've done for the day. So I can see so far 93-kilometer route that I've done. It's taken me 1 hour 20 minutes to get from the south where we live to here, and I can actually press on a map. I like this. These extra bits make it good to show you, so I can see on a map exactly the route we've done. We decided to take the motorway route the whole way round to the north part of the island here. This is where it gets really lush with stunning views of Teide. If I swipe that up, I can actually see all of the specific details from every individual point of the ride, and I can press down again, and I can then press here and I can share that ride with other people. I can see exactly where I started, I can see a point where I stopped, and I can see the point where I actually ended. Little things like that just make life a little bit easier for sharing your rides and also documenting exactly where you've been. You can track where you've been, plus something very important for me, I can always keep an eye on my battery level. So I can see there 12.8 volts. I need to be extra careful now that I don't let that go below probably even 12.6, because that's when my battery starts messing up. So we'll tuck into this Botanical Gardens, off to the beach. It's about, I think, the 9th or 10th of February, but it feels like it's spring. Like we're just riding along and all of the flowers are blossoming and everything. I mean, the leaves are always out, but look at it. It feels like spring in early February. And of course, north of the island, wooden balconies, beautiful coloured old buildings. It's so different here. Example, look at that. Such a nice view with the green balconies and then all of the plants and the flowers just blossoming all the way along here, and the pink ones just there in the distance. Okay, I'll just show what we've got here. Honda CB600F. I actually used to have the older model of that. It's my first ever bike, and these are always so popular. Yamaha R6. Japanese sports bikes in Tenerife, nearly always the bike of choice. Actually, I was about to say that must be a Chinese one. That's a Suzuki Intruder 250cc. I never would have guessed. God, that seat height is so low. Still though, I like them. Good bikes. Hola, dos boletas, por favor. Gracias. Doesn't care. He's been filling his beak with so many tiny insects, literally half a metre from us for about the past 3 minutes. And every single time his beak gets more and more full with bugs. Oh, off he goes. Wow, look at that one. In fact, this place, which is called, it's actually Jardin de Acclimatisation de la Retama, although it is actually in Puerto de la Cruz. It was built in 1788. Specifically built by royal order to acclimatise plants from the tropics here in Tenerife. Honestly, it feels different in here right now compared to where we were outside of the walls of this botanical garden. It feels a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid, don't you think? Like, I've got a need now to take my jacket off, whereas outside I definitely wanted to keep my jacket on. It's seriously lush here, like really, really lush, and it's over 230 years old. So interesting, because for nearly all of the plants, they will actually say specifically where the plant's from. So some will be from Australia, Australia, Thailand, China, Vietnam, like Africa, all over the place, and they're all here, happily acclimatising.
Like you.
Just like, exactly. Do you know what? Just like people. I'm now fully acclimatised into the Tenerife way of life. I don't know if I'll be able to re-acclimatise back to the UK now. That's the problem. This tree is actually from Reunion, or Madagascar Reunion Island, which is a French island, and I'm sure that's an island with one of the highest rates of fatal shark attacks in the world. I remember learning that from Top Gear, the Grand Tour. Also, a lot of decently sized lizards here, which I know Monica will be freaking out about, but decent sized lizards. Very nice way to spend the afternoon. It's €3 per person. Great way just to chill out for an hour or two. Plus, you're very, very near Puerto de la Cruz. In fact, it's in Puerto de la Cruz, so you've got all of that beautiful town, literally 2 minutes that way, and it is in one of the most beautiful parts of the island. And I've just lost one of my earplugs for my bike. This is what happens. I've got a keychain. This is Oratec. Like, I've had these a while, and it's brilliant for earplugs, and I never ever put them in here. I put them in my pocket and just hope they're there, and I've just lost one. So I've lost 2 of these in the past 6 months I've lost, and I deserve it. They even come in a case, and I choose not to use them. We're going, Monica and I, back to the UK in 4 days' time. Just temporarily, we need to go back for some work and stuff like that. So we're going back for 2 weeks, splitting our time between London and Ipswich. And the day after we get back to the UK, I know I always say this, I'm so excited. I've got an absolute first for the channel. I can't believe it. In almost a year, I've never tested a Japanese motorbike. So I'm so curious. I really want to know. Let me know, what do you think is the coolest modern classic / retro / cruiser Japanese motorcycle on the market, in the new market right now? So what's the coolest Japanese motorcycle for sale right now in the new market? I think this one that I'm about to test out is probably, in my mind, top 3 coolest Japanese bikes on the market right now. So I cannot wait to see your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. I've had quite a few people telling me that I really need to test out this Japanese bike, and in my mind it will go head to head the Triumph Bobber and the Indian Scout Bobber. I've said too much already. Well, unfortunately, it's just getting more and more overcast today. This is the thing. When we were talking to Daniel earlier today, this is the thing. The north may be more beautiful, but it's just a fact. It rains more and it's overcast more. So while it's more beautiful and lush, it's lush for a reason. There's more rain here and it's more overcast. So we're still going to go to the beach, but we were riding here thinking that it was going to be blue sky all day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky earlier. Now it's completely overcast, but it doesn't matter. Let's go and find this section of the coast that we've never been to before. I can't believe it. He just pointed it out on the map and we realised, hold on, we've for some reason always overlooked that little area. So let's head off and just hope, surely it can't rain today after how nice a start it was. Come on, let's go. I had to pull over because I love coming to the north of the islands, the north of the island. The banana plantations, the lushness, and you can see in each of the banana plantations there's usually a really nice looking, I guess you'd still call it farmhouse, and you can see all of the flowers around that farmhouse there. And look at that, a papaya tree. Literally just one papaya or two papaya trees left in the garden. And again, the kind of farmhouse there behind it. It's magical up here. And we've got the final bit of blue sky. Let's race down to the, well, we hope there's a beach there. We're just hoping there is, we've never been, but let's race down to the beach and get the last bit of blue sky. We were warned there was a landslide here, and that's the path to get down to the beach that goes all the way around there. And it's spectacular, but it is closed off, it's true. I'm guessing it will open soon again, but this is why it's a completely deserted beach at the moment. But look at that volcanic black sand with all of the palm trees just dotted along the edge. It's almost a bit like Bali, I think. And then you've got that shack that's a kind of, I guess, coffee shop down right there. That would be such a nice place to go down for a swim. I've heard it's really good for surfing as well, actually. Apparently this is a bit of a surfing spot. That's a lift to take people all the way down to the beach there. And actually now I've seen it, that would be the landslide all the way there. You can see all of the rocks, I think, in the beach that have gone down the cliff, so it's pretty dangerous, I guess. And those rocks have gone actually onto the path there. If you're coming here, be careful with the car, because Monaco would have filmed it. It's a single lane road and almost nowhere to overtake. It's hard enough on a bike. Such a shame that that beach is closed. Would have loved to walk down there, but all along here, it's some funny farming with a really nice farmhouse, just terraced the whole way down here. Can't really figure out what it is. Abandoned farmhouse, something like that. That looks almost borderline industrial down there. And then paths all along all of these terraces. I don't know if someone lives here. But look at this. It says private property, do not touch, graffitied on the side. Wow. That's like an apocalypse type vehicle, isn't it? Satellites and everything on there. Okay, Monica, have you found a coffee spot?
Yes.
I trust you. Let's go. Come to the coffee spot, and honestly I can't believe it. It is packed but full of locals. This must be a brilliant spot with a view, because the queue for the coffee shop is out the door. So this is the coffee shop here, Cafe Vista Paraiso. Queue here, and this, well, it does look amazing. I can see a little area there, but this is the queue of people to actually get in and get a seat at the cafe with that view. Never seen anything like it. Packed. Every single coffee shop that we've been to, full. And they're all local places, but I think I've waited about half an hour for 2 cappuccinos. And you know, when it's a proper local place, I just look at what the locals are having. So they all seem to be eating this. That's, do you know, it looks more like a carrot cake, but basically it was an apple cake and a carrot cake on the counter. I asked for apple, looks more like carrot, but anyway, one of those two. Everyone seems to be enjoying that. And also what's interesting, just looking at what the locals were eating and drinking, because I was just waiting at the bar, they're all having, a surprising amount of them are having the banana liqueur. What's that one we love? I've completely forgotten.
Bonneville?
No, banana liqueur. A few people having little romiels and also barraquitos. Love them. All of them have those with a little bit of cake. So let's give it a go. Oh, we couldn't even sit there because it was too busy. Basically everywhere we've been is totally packed. So we'll enjoy it. Yeah, with Puerto de la Cruz in the distance there. It's still pretty cloudy, but you can make it out. Shall I try the cake?
Yes.
Okay, with you filming, right? First time. What's a Canarian cake like, and is it carrot or apple? Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. I actually can't tell if it's carrot or apple. Is that ridiculous? But it's really, really moist. Yeah, really, really good. Delicious, isn't it? Right, I'll finish off choking. We'll have the coffees, and then we've got about an hour and a half's ride back, actually, don't we? And it's about 5 o'clock now, although although it's February now, 13th, and it's light till 7:15. So if you're looking to come on holiday, it is light till 7:15, about 22 degrees today in the north of the island, just to give you some idea. Right, next video, it's going to be a first for 5 months. We will actually see you from the UK, and I've got to get ready for a big shock to the system there. Have a brilliant day, have a brilliant week everyone, and we'll see you in the UK.